Hey, Spuddies, Potato McWhiskey here, and welcome back to my favorite addiction, Age of Wonders 4. Now, we are playing with the new DLC, The Giant Kings, which has just come out. I believe it came out on April 1st. It should be April 2nd by the time you're seeing this video. There should be a little link-a-la-doodle down there. The first video was sponsored. This video was not sponsored. I like this game so much, I'm going to continue playing it. That's how that works. Alright, so... Alright, we got some stuff being built here. I gotta remember, it's been a day or two since I played, so I gotta remember what I was doing. Alright, we were in the process of, like, clearing out this noise in here, and I think we had just picked our newest tome, and that was the Tome of Dungeon Depth, which I'm really excited to play around with, because you have stuff like the Dungeoneering Conclave. Yeah. Every turn, a province in the city's domain gains dungeon. Now, this does need to be built underground, so we're gonna want to... I think it's so funny that I somehow managed to like find the perfect underground build for the new gameplay mechanics. We do need to deal with this Astral Rift, but I'm going to deal with this Ward of Fates first. Now, Nyson here, which is my newest settlement that was founded on a broken city tile, wants to start expanding. It might be good for me to pop up here and grab these contender ruins because they're right there. We did get our first two food buildings in here. I would like to get the estate hall as well so that we can skyrocket this town's growth. I don't necessarily know if we need to produce anything else. This town will grow next turn, which will boost the town hall 2 bulwark. So I'm happy to get that started. That'll give it an extra plus bit of gold. All right, you head over here and do this next trial. Oh, you won't be able to do it for another turn. That's okay. We're waiting for this guy's army to get fully recruited. We do have this shop that we can spend mana at, like contacting hidden rulers and exploring the world. I love the idea of paying money. Also, I love the idea of attacking the shopkeeper. That's kind of a fun idea. I have my scouts up over here, and we're still in the process of like prospecting these mountains. So like Boosh, hell yeah, 42 gold. I love the prospecting. That was why I loved playing the space dwarves in Age of Wonders Planetfall. I always really enjoyed prospecting and stuff like that. Okay, so we got a few places we can dig out down here, and we did find like an icy spot. Yeah, let's pop up over here and do a little digging. Boom. There is plenty of room down here for a city. The question is, do I want to annex Copper Spire? I would much rather if Copper Spire's central location was a little bit closer to the Pyre Vault. We're going to want to try and clear the Pyre Vault one day. So I don't know what the range is of a city to annex tiles. Like, I think it starts off at 2, and then it goes to 3 with the first. So a tier 3 town can reach 3 tiles away. Sorry, a tier 3 town can reach 4 tiles away. A tier 4 town can reach 5 tiles away. So I don't know if Copper Spire... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's just out of range of annexing the Pyre Vault, which is really annoying because that would have been perfect. And I wish I had a way that I could take these lands from them, because what I would do is I would maybe settle a city like right here and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's still too close. Then I would have settled a city like here, like right on this water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would let me get the Pyre Vault. Could I get the Firehearth Foundry? 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I wouldn't be able to get all of them in the same city. That's tough. I really wish you could annex more tiles with outposts. Like, just make it cost 100 extra gold per extra tile you annex. Like a wish list for the developers. Please let me annex more tiles with outposts. All right, so let's go ahead and prospect right here. Lovely. We found some Evoker's Robes. We're going to disenchant that and continue to excavate. Nyson can annex another province, and we would love to annex a farm. We did put our runestone in here. There's a lovely mana node right there. I think I want to build the fish farm. Yeah, I'm going to build a fish farm right here because that gets us closer to annexing the Contender's Ruins. Plus, that second farm now allows us to build the estate hall, and that's going to be an extra 30 food per turn, allowing us to severely boost the city's population. And also, the extra farms allow us to boost things like markets, stonemasons, all that stuff. I might grab the stonemason ahead of the farm. In fact, I might get it started now to try and push our way through this production queue a little bit quicker. Now, we made the Brutal Bloodletter. This was for my hero, my Giant King, because I wanted him to have a higher tier item so that we could fulfill his desire, his ambition to fully equip anything with tier plus 2 items. He got a bunch of renown. Now he's a level 3 Giant Governor. So every quarry will give me binding fragments, which are used to make tier 3 or tier 4 items, and his army units will have more morale. Units won't die if they're retreating. He also has equipment mastery, so he gains +1 hit point per item tier equipped. So now every single item just has extra hit points on it, which is awesome. If I can get him some sort of turn-by-turn regeneration, that would be sick. Awesome, 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 awesome. Good job completing your ambition. Head to the next turn. I have so much fun when I'm playing Age of Wonders, man. I think it's actually just a really banger game. Oh, yeah, come fight me. Hopefully we don't lose someone. Okay, we lost that pikeman, and I don't want to lose a pikeman. So I will fight this battle manually. So we're up against a lot of flow serpents, a wisp, and an astral siphoner. So the flow serpents need to be killed with strong single target abilities, which is where these arbalests come in. So we'll end our turn in a defense mode. So they can move forward and teleport 3 tiles. 1, 2, 3. So where we currently stand in line is actually quite decent. If we form our line like this, I'm going to save my magic spells for next turn because cancelling retaliation will be useful. All right, let's begin the approach. We can get 12 damage on you. Perfect. We can get 13 damage on you. Immune to bleeding. I'll fire evoke on you. You're going to defense mode shield wall, and I'll cancel this guy's defense mode and his retaliation, allowing me to get a slightly better poke on him, resisting the astral membrane. We're going to take a pretty bad hit on some of these archers with these teleports. I will be healing that guy. All right, they're grazing us. Perfect. Okay, the fact that our archers are standing is perfect. So we are going to use the bolstering chant on you. We will use the overdraw crossbow, cancelling this guy's retaliation. That means he's not holding you hostage. You can overdraw crossbow this guy, cancelling his retaliation. 60% chance to hit. Come on, I need you to hit this. Perfect. Now the astral, you're gonna go into a defense mode. I think you have to. The huge percent chance with this assassin strike to get the kill. Perfect. That's huge. You step up here and provide shield wall for your allies. This guy's a little bit vulnerable out on the edge, but he should be okay. Now, the death of that unit did heal all the nearby units, but I think it was worth it because he's a big threat on the board. Okay, let's look for another overdraw. Boom. Huge overdraw on you. Give me the shot. Nothing. Bolstering chant. Go into defense mode, defense mode, defense mode, so these guys can't do anything. And then if you step up, just don't get stunned. Okay, he was instantly stunned, so I'm going to try and kill this guy with a rock blast. I was hoping I wouldn't have to do that, but sometimes you have to. Now I'm curious to see what they will try to do. Okay, they went for the archer. I had thought about healing that archer. Overdraw crossbow shot, instant death. Now I need you to give me a similar overdraw. I'm going to run you away in defense mode, and I'm going to have this guy protect you. And now all we're waiting for is for this guy to make a mistake, and we'll be able to get him. Perfect. He's fleeing the field. That's it. That's a wrap. All right, awesome. We managed to save our units, and we got some experience out of it, and we trimmed down some of the military units that were in this. This is a gold infestation spawner, so it's going to be tough for us to take this on. We found an iron deposit during our excavations down here. Let's pop up over here. We have a prospection heavy armor greaves. Those are actually worth keeping. Those are pretty good on the defenses. We'll dig up this tunnel here too. We didn't find anything over here, sadly. We've got some prospecting that we could do down here. Definitely a city or something here. But let's keep on digging. I love digging in the depths. We have this challenge to take on. This is the, I think this is the sin. I'm not sure. Oh, misclicked. So this is the Trial of Wisdom. As your troops find a lone rogue sealed within a litherite crystal, the council prosecutor speaks of her fate. Her name is Lorath the Bold. She is merely an expendable tool for the Company of Lost Treasures. While the council prosecutor speaks, her troops begin to see the shapes of large crystalline structure gleaming within the shimmering coastal waters. Yet as the voice continues, the image vanishes again like a mirage. They outfit and hire adventurers to raid Merida's secret treasures, destroying much of its legacies beyond retrieval. Thus, they are the counterforce to the Eternal Sages, who chronicle and preserve all knowledge within their crystal libraries. Burn the library or study the chronicles. Share the library with local governors. This would block growth and production. Or spend Imperium. I'd say study the chronicles to learn from the Empire's past mistakes is the right move here. And then we can move on to the next trial. I'm going to save up resources so that I can integrate Copper Spire to give me better control over this sector of the map. All right, nice. Keep on cutting. Prospecting is going well. Ooh, I would like to cast Purging Arrows. make my archers better. Decline. I do not want that knowledge of other leaders. I'm not particularly fussed to know who else is on the map. I'm fussed with my own plans. Okay, the Eternal Sages contact you from within their crystalline library in Cialrid. Greetings, Giant King, Rockman, Crushstone, Nell, Nail, Hums. It has been some time since we last communed. As you are aware, we scour the realm for knowledge. We seek to chronicle and preserve all lore held by the cosmos. We surmised you would be interested in aiding our cause. Naturally, we will reward you for your endeavors. Since we cannot leave Cialrad, we appreciate your capacity for retrieving what we cannot procure ourselves. The Eternal Sages conclude. Kindly consider aiding us in a quest for knowledge. I would get 35 more allegiance to reach a crystal pact. I would get 14 allegiance. I could get a harder chat quest. I could give them knowledge. I could give them a white wolf mount. I'm going to ask them for a challenging quest. So they want me to slay some golden golems. I shall return with the golden golem. So we've got here, it looks like just a bunch of sort of rocky units. Oh my god, we've got rock giants as well. Ooh. All right, we're gonna need at least 2 stacks, if not 3, to take that on. All right, we found a mana node down here, which is awesome. So much more to explore. Now, Giant's Repose, what should you work upon? I would love the Dungeoneering Conclave. So I'm going to build it on top of this Forester because this will gain production per adjacent dungeon province and it counts as a research post. Awesome. Good sir, keep proof for me. There's a lot of money in prospecting, which I'm a big fan of. We do need to save up to gather stuff. Now, Cialrad. Yeah, we need to get a lot more mana. We have Purging Arrows. It's going to cost us 16 mana per turn, which is a decent amount. We definitely need to get a bit of growth in here. Can I put farms on these tiles? I might build a pair of farms in the city so that we can get the estate hall. Plus 30 food is big. All right, sick. We have the Dungeoneering Conclave, so it should start spreading the dungeon stuff. We've excavated an area over here, and we did actually find some food, which is nice. Hopefully that gets sent to the correct city. Keep extracting here. Right, I'm going to send these guys to the surface to meet up with my other stack here, because I'll need at least 2 stacks to take on this Astral Rift. Yes, explore these mountains. These scouts have provided me with so much gold value. It's actually kind of insane, which is why I'm so happy to continue to excavate with them. Nyson can annex another province. It is a bit of a question of, do we want to go for a farmers guild in here and grow the hell out of this city? It'd be nice to get some quarries in here too, so I'll grab a quarry right there. And that quarry will A, give you more production, but B, also boost some stuff. In Giant's Repose, I'm going to go ahead and build a academy because the extra research really helps us get to those higher tier books. And higher tier books are like a big part of advancing the power of your empire in this game. We have expanded our growth, or rather we have excavated more stuff. We shall continue to explore and find more stuff underground. Your army has embarked, continue to dig, finding lots of resources that we could clear. And now we do the final trial, the trial of sin. Examining the Dark Knight frozen in crystals, your troops here, the Council Prolocutors, speak to them once more. Power hungry as their deceased masters, the sons of Kajorno are posthumous enemy of the Eternal Council. The voice of the Council Prolocutor grows louder. When the Traitor Kings tried to steal the secret of our immortality, they made a crucial mistake. They took our knowledge, they took our crystals, they experimented on their followers in gruesome rituals. Yet when the time came, they only fractured their souls, an immortalized shadow of their former selves. What was their greatest sin? They betrayed their oath. They acted as capricious. I would say that they were greedy. We have answered the trial of sin, and now we must answer the Council Prolocutor as the final trial. I am ready to answer. Oh my god, there's so much prospecting to be done over here. I'm so happy. Nyson produced a stonemason. Its production is really high now. That's excellent. We'll chill for a little bit. We found a gold vein, a new regency, Wild Guardian. Zaethel Silverleaf has retreated to the Astral Void. Ooh, I think I've seen the regency event before. It's a really interesting idea. Now this guy likes me already. I will send you a compliment, good sir. Nykareth has met us, and this is like some sort of eldritch abomination. They are good. I'll send them a nice welcome gift, see if they're chill with us. We've also met Rakech the Disturbing. This one I'm less chill with. I will send him a welcome gift. I am but a diplomatic and friendly man. I see no need to broach warfare and disagreement and contention. Why not collaborate together and build bridges, not fortresses? All right, let us answer the final trial. The ordeal of the Council Prolocutor. Your troops carefully approach the Council Prolocutor, floating amidst 3 islands, awaiting its judgment. You have answered our trials, Council Prolocutor speaks, and we have deemed your responses worthy of a giant king. There are crystal reflections in the water, blinding your troops, but they vanish again as the Council Prolocutor continues. The giant kings ruled Merida with great wisdom. There was equality between the giants and the smaller kin. Even the giant kings themselves abided by the law and the verdicts of the Eternal Council. Your trials are an insult to my power. Die now, vexatious Council Prolocutor. Which quality must a king represent above all? Tenacity. The Council Prolocutor hums, a sagacious response. With this we can lift our spell, return to the glimmering halls of our brethren. Marvel at the sunken library, Rockman, crush stone. Ooh. Where he floated, now only an artifact is adrift in the waves. It is the flow rock scales. Unlocks the production. Unlocks the production of the giant form special improvement. The giant form receives the following buffs. Plus 10 production income, plus 3 knowledge per adjacent conduit or research post, and counts as a conduit and research post in addition to its other types. Oh, wow. So the giant form gives, now that is sick. Plus 10 production and plus 1 Imperium per adjacent special province improvement. Holy crap, we've unlocked some really cool stuff here. Now I can gain a Shard Lancer and a Gem Caster. These are tier 3 and tier 4 units. They're probably going to be expensive to maintain. I don't have that much mana. I can gain a bunch of tier 4 items. Holy crap, that's awesome. Or I can gain a bunch of mana. Or I can invite them to the Sunken Library and gain a bunch of allegiance. Honestly, 815 mana is hard to turn up when I have so little mana. So artifacts are unique magical objects that grant global bonuses. If another player has an artifact that you need, you may be able to acquire through diplomacy or simply by defeating that player. Okay, sick. The Last Legion. So we must find more artifacts. That is so cool. And there's a sunken library here that we can explore. We just got a bunch of materials and now we own this. Oh, I want to set up a city here so bad. I might set up like a water city in this area. I think that would be an awesome play. Holy crap. We could get so much research from this area. Like I can put a research post here, 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 here. That is so cool. I reckon, so I think I want to settle on this southern island. And the reason that I want to settle on this southern island is it gives me access to this area here, which would link up with my capital. And then I could build my special quarry improvements in this area. I won't be able to get my dungeoneering stuff, but I actually think that building a city up here is the correct play. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zip over here. Now the Sunken Library gives us 3 mana per research post. This is definitely going to be like a research post specialized place. I reckon Copper Spire is a good integration. Oh wow, they made it more expensive. Well, it was 300 a couple of turns ago. Excavate a little bit of production right there. We can excavate over here with barbed shields, the tier 2. Disenchant, boom. Yes, we can keep excavating underground. A lot of really nice land down here. Oh, we discover the Rainbow Rapids. So, provinces adjacent to this landmark gain stability. Farms and foresters gain 10 food. And if you have 3 or more, you get lesser tide spirits and tide spirits. And friendly units will heal faster. That is so cool. This is like one of those unique province landmarks. That is such a cool... I love this landmark system. I think there is so much going on in this game. I love it. I love it so much. All right, we excavated an area over here. Change of heart. You're approached by your hero, Arnabelle the Fierce. Her expression betrays dejection and vexation. After a deep sigh, she declares, my whole life I've always thought of myself as an imperialist. I could make her a glory seeker or a fear monger. Glory Seeker feels a little bit better, so I'll make her a Glory Seeker. I'm going to wait for this NPC army to activate, and I will bring my faction leader over here to fight this Astral Rift in a big old group. Oh, look at all this prospectable land down here. A boar mount. I don't think we necessarily need mounts. We're just going to disenchant that boar. It'd be kind of cool if there was a faction that, like, when it's into meat to make, like, flesh golems. Get on it, developers. This is what I love about Age of Wonders 4. It's like there's so much just going on. Now we ran into Sinran Toliath. Now he has a pretty negative view of us because we have clashing affinities. I'm not going to send him a welcoming gift. I'm happy to clash with him. We have finished researching the underground vault. This gives gold plus gold per adjacent dungeon province and extra binding essence, which is amazing. So we could get Dungeon Hazard, which target enemy army sustains 15 physical damage, doubled if it's cast on a dungeon province, and it becomes slowed for 1 map turn. So it moves a lot less. This is a really good defensive spell. I don't love all of our options here. Copper Golems are neat, but it's not a direction we want to go. So I think I'm going to shuffle. Raiders of the Deep. I do like Raiders of the Deep, so I will lock that in for 40 mana. And I'm probably going to get the Clay Forge instead, because that gives production per adjacent dungeon improvement. It gives draft per adjacent dungeon improvement, and it allows the drafting of clay arbalists, clay chargers, and clay defenders, and it counts as a quarry, which is all very interesting, so we'll grab that. Giant's Repose has produced an academy and can grow. We definitely need and want the estate hall. It would also be really nice if we could get the wizard tower level 1. This would allow me to spend mana to get extra Imperium income. Imperium is a very important resource, so I will grab that. In terms of guilds, I think when you're playing the Industrious, the Workers Guild makes the most sense, because that's what we have in terms of, what do you call them? Yeah, look at that. You can see that it has been turned into like a dungeon province, which is so cool. And slowly it's going to convert the whole city. So yeah, I'm going to grab the estate hall in here. And I would like to build the giant forum on top of this central quarry, because it already has a bunch of things adjacent to it. And then I'm going to claim a tile adjacent to that in order to rebuild the central quarry. We definitely want to cast Earthkin. That +1 defense across our entire faction is going to be really nice. We have a quest to capture Flame Wall. This is posted by Silion the Learned against Nikarath, who is somebody we don't actually have beef with, so I'm going to decline that quest. And as I suspected, that this army of 6 units sallied out to attack us while we were holding in front of this thing. So I'm going to auto-resolve that to see, and it looks like we just got a pretty clean auto-resolve there. Suspicious Absence. Tell me more. So if we investigate Arcane Chains, yes, we shall. I'm going to step back for a turn of healing on these units while we move our faction leader forward to participate in this battle. I found a gold vein up here. Oh, and a research pile. It's not a huge amount of research, but we're still claiming value from these scouts that we built so long ago. And that's why I love Industrious Culture Scouts. They're so fun. It's a great idea if you're in a game to get a city-state of an industrial culture. Oh, there's so much excavatable land down here. Let's go. We found an outpost here. We could immediately found a city, and I think that is the right move because we can just pump it full of gold. We got the Wizard's Tower, so we're seeing our Imperium income start to come up. Nyson can annex another province. Now, I think your production was blocked for some reason, and I don't remember what it was that I did. We get extra knowledge per quarry, but I think the thing that we want to do is to annex up here. I would love this mana here. It would be nice to get a forester or 2 in this city though as well. That's 2 food and 3 production. That'll help the city continue to grow. And it will also boost some of these things, right? Like the shipyard, etc, 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 etc. One of my heroes has leveled up. This is Gerika the Talented, who is my Spellblade, I believe. And I would love to be able to use magic and support abilities while engaged in melee, so we'll go ahead and take the melee mage ability. We do need to equip you with tier 2 items eventually. We'll make you a better lance. I wonder, can we actually make you a better lance right now? So let's have a look at the polearm options. You were like a fire person. Leap or provoke, I don't think either of those are particularly amazing. Polearms are great retaliation items if I recall correctly, but I do like critical hits. Inflicting burning could be pretty cool for this weapon. And if we put another infusion point, it will be a tier 4 item. Inflicting bleeding is also thematic for us. So this would become a 20 damage weapon. Now it's quite expensive, but we do have the resources to make this. And we could in theory make a tier 5 if we waited just a bit to get my leader a level up. So I think I'll wait to make a, oh wait, okay, no, he's reached tier 4 leader. So now he's a full giant leader, which is excellent. He gets all the benefits of being a giant leader. Silion the Learned wants to get a defensive pact with me. Now, let's have a little bit of a think about this. We do have, let's see, we are friendly. We have some opposed affinities. He has a little bit of an astral, but it's not that big of a deal. The problem, though, is, let me have a little think about that. So he's here and here. Who are you likely to go to war with is my question. Is there a way that I can see? So you're at war with Nikarath, who is this person right here. Would I be okay with going to war with Nikarath? And honestly, I kind of would be. I have 3 stacks. I'm ready to go to fight. So I tell you what, Silion, show me your proposal. I'm going to accept your defensive pact. And if you want to call me to war, you can go right ahead. I'm also going to go ahead and negotiate a share vision pact, and this will reveal more about the map for me, so I have a better idea. So you're hanging out over here. You got a little outpost there, just Portentium. So I would not be against going to war with Solaria. Now we do need to capture those golden golems. They'll be part of our plans over the next little while. We've excavated some mana nodes. Where's your nearest excavatable? Perfect. Get down here and dig that out. My faction leader has made it. Let's back him up. 3 full stacks going against a gold infestation. I'm hoping for an easy auto combat, but I will fight it myself if I lose more than like 3 units. Okay, that's a lot more units than I would like to lose, so let's go ahead and retry this and fight it manually. Now, one big problem we have is these wisps. Okay, we can clean up this side of the battle pretty easily. So I think what we want to do is, the problem with the Lost Wizard is this Forbidden Tome gives access to incredibly powerful spells. So he's actually the most important thing for us to kill. But he has 180 health and over 60% resistance. Now he is in a defense mode, right? But what type of damage is he weak to? He's weak to spirit damage, which we do not have. But yeah, the Forbidden Tome is terrifying because it can do map-wide damage. We've also got the Disruption Pulse. All positive status effects are dispelled from all units and sunders resistance. So I actually think we need to rush forward and try to get these kills as fast as possible. And playing this battle slow will lead to more deaths because of stripping these positive modifiers. So I'm going to use you as a way to ward and protect. You're all in defense mode. So this side of the battle we're basically going to ignore. We need to kill this Lost Wizard pretty much immediately. I'll get this Anvil Guard up here in a defense mode. I'll get you inside his defense mode. I'm going to conjure an Astral Ward, and I'm going to Astral Link with this Anvil Guard. Get you up to here to provide defense. Now we need to make a similar sort of set of moves here. Now we don't want to be in range of his attack, so this is as close as we want to get. We don't want to give him a full triple attack. I can take a double attack on the first turn, but a full triple attack from a Lost Wizard is devastating. Units should go into defense mode, protecting each other. So he just cast Renew. You can see the Sundered Resistance coming in already as they focus fire down my units. Okay, we're going to overdraw crossbow shot this guy. I'm going to intercept him with an Anvil Guard, who will provoke him, hopefully taunting him, keeping him distracted. Go ahead and taunt. The taunt worked. He's defense moded, shield walled now. We're going to get up into here, taunt the Wisp, so you're in a defense mode as well. Now, when a phase beast gets hit, it teleports to a random location, so we're going to want to shoot him once. Perfect. And now he's flanked. Pop, pop, pop. He teleported in the exact place we wanted him to. I'm going to conjure an animated hammer on the other side of the Lost Wizard and pop him with this to hopefully sunder his defense. My lesser Stone Spirit can get up there. Now, do I want to sunder his defense or do I want to protect? He's not a melee mage, so he will have to move to attack. So the more we can clog up his area, and also inflicting burning is pretty efficient here. We definitely want to kill this phase beast if we can. The rock blast will finish him. Okay, that's huge. Okay, we're going to chase down these wisps. Steel blast plus a crossbow shot, but we're not actually going to attack because if I bring you up here and I put you in a defense mode, you'll provide warding to these two guys. Okay, it's a very messy battle. Very, very messy battle. Currently as it stands though, we've killed a tier 4 phase beast on the first turn of real combat and significantly damaged a number of other units, as well as crowd controlled a number of other units. This guy is a problem, as is this guy, but we'll be able to ripple fire deal with that. This area we've got great control over, even though they're trying to sunder our resistance. The Lost Wizard has been effectively rendered useless thanks to this animated weapon giving us total control. You're going to defense mode here. I'm going to use this to overdraw this guy. That means he's no longer zonally controlling this archer, who will be able to make an attack against this one. And then you can come up over here, pop this guy in the back. I need you to get up in this guy's face, shoot the Wisp, because they have melee defenses. If you poke this guy twice, you'll do a lot of damage and have a decent chance of inflicting burning. You can taunt or attack. That would almost kill this guy. Getting kills is important to lower the total amount of damage that our enemies can do to us. So let's get this kill. A graze, that's devastating. You can overdraw and almost kill this guy, which means you can now run up and get a guaranteed kill with a single melee shot. Steel blast, rock blast, and a taunt. All right, so he's basically under control. Shoot this guy. That will reduce the total number of units in his, reducing his total damage. Bring these guys forward. I need you to get around the Lost Wizard to control him. He will be able to teleport soon. 2 turns he can teleport out of this huge mess that we've created on his face. Hopefully we can continue to sunder his defense. It's a relatively low chance. He currently has two stacks of sundered defense and 1 stack of sundered resistance and 2 stacks of burning. So I think if we check the battle overview, I would go as far as to say is we have basically won this battle right now. Right, a lot of our buffs were just dispelled and we got really bad outcomes, but that was a good kill. Yeah, getting people on top of the Lost Wizard was like critical to getting into this position. Okay, I need you to shoot this guy. Can you overdraw him? Perfect, amazing. Okay, we've controlled that. Now we just need to deal with you. These wisps over here are dealt with perfectly. If I drop the rock on this guy, I will kill the wisp, which is perfect. Hopefully sundering your defense again. You're surrounded. Come on, let's get him. Come on, don't let this wizard use spells. Perfect. That is basically it, I think. So I'm just going to auto the rest of the battle here, as I believe we have successfully navigated a battle where we were going to take significant losses as an auto resolve, and we've managed to defeat it without taking any losses, which feels incredible that we're able to outmaneuver the AI. Like, I love that. So now we get the Cloak of the Star Blades, which is a tier 3 torso. When a friendly spell is cast, unit gains a base attack damage boost. So if I cast Materium spells, you'll gain physical damage and it stacks up to 3 times. That's a really cool spell. We got some research, some item construction resources. We got some food, gold, mana, as well as a shielding mask, a ring of concealment, a wind barrier ring. We could disenchant this equipment. I'm going to go ahead and take it. More importantly, though, we cleared that gold infestation that was a problem for us. So now we'll be able to claim this contender ruins without too much of an issue. We would like to capture this dark lair because it also gives mana per quarry. And I mean, this city down here is definitely going to be spamming quarries. And I definitely want to go get those golden golems. So let's make our way over. That's going to be our next major objective. Good job, little scout. Keep excavating and exploring. The Wand of the Rising Undead. Ooh. I love finding items with these guys running around the map. Like, we found so many robes of resistance. I do find that when you're exploring, you tend to find the same item a few times. There isn't all that much variety. Like, you find a lot of the same things often. We're now ready to cast Earthkin, so my people are going to gain mountain camouflage, so they're invisible on mountains, and they have mountain walk, so they can walk through mountains, which is amazing. So we're going to transform the tunnel diggers, and they will come a little bit more rock-like, which is really cool. The Mystical Seer is leaving in a few turns. I would just let him. I do not have the mana to interact with him. My bank of mana is incredibly thin. I will summon a rock rune stelly. How goes the dungeoning? Oh, look at that. The dungeoning is happening. Dungeon. That is sick. And I mean that in the good way. I'm having a great time playing Age of Wonders 4, man. Man, the game is so good. Okay, the investigation of the cause of Zathel Silverleaf's prolonged absence has been completed. Present their findings. We gain Imperium. We gain a grievance against him. So apparently, he's using a Cage of Binding spell, or a Cage of Binding. When sealed inside a Cage of Binding, a god ear will lose their arcane abilities and rendered completely helpless. So the Regent is capturing a god ear, which is concerning because he could try to do that to us. So we need to get a Tranquility Pool and an Astral Dew. I could also use this knowledge for my own game. I will claim these locations and continue to investigate. It's highly concerning that someone could capture a god ear. Now, have you leveled? No, but I want you to level. So I think I'm going to send you up to the Dark Lair to clear that. Some nice mountains down here to the south that we can go ahead and excavate upon. Do a little prospecting. I like the prospects of that, but yes, keep on excavating. Find more. We found a nice zone over here. Shall keep on digging up, getting gold, all that jazz. We finished our research. I thought we did. Raiders of the Deep. Let's research that. You completed your food building Giant's Repose, so now you're growing actually pretty reasonably quickly. It's quite expensive to grow population, so hopefully we can speed that up just a smidge. Nyson has produced a food hall as well. It's fantastic. We've got quite a few boosted buildings. It would be maybe nice to get the fishmonger because there's 15 growth there. We would need another water province to make that work. I think you need to have at least 2. Yeah, you need 2 to unlock that. The tavern would be good too, although stability is all right in here. I think the mana obelisk would be big. I'll grab archer battlements and the caltrop. Well, and the library. We'll start building up our cities. We've got a new empire development skill here. I can permanently improve all of my units, or special province improvements are cheaper. I like a lot of these. Forced march on my armies. I never really find much use for forced march. Outposts are cheaper. I will grab that. It also makes them easier to upgrade. I'm going to chill on my Imperium for now. I like to have a deposit of Imperium. So Nicoreth has declared a rivalry with me. I'm actually happy to declare that rivalry straight back. Now, Copper Spire has returned its Whispering Stone, and this city's actually providing us with a decent amount of resources, so I'm quite happy to... I'm happy to just keep this around as they are. We could annex this, we could fight them, we could do whatever. I'm just going to leave them. They're chill. Daddy chill. It would be nice to integrate them someday, but that day is not today. Yes, prospect on these mountains. We found a pony. Disenchant. I love disenchanting ponies, dude. Psychotic. 70 production. Yes. We must prospect. A whirlwind blade. That's so cool. Disenchant. More prospecting. Yes. Some leather armor. Disenchant. Stoneforge has been founded. So this is going to be a city that we inject a little bit of gold into. We could get a prospecting governor in here. I don't necessarily want this particular governor. How long until we get a new hero? 4 turns. I would like to look for maybe a research or growth governor in here. We are definitely going to want the workers farmstead. We want this city to grow really quickly, so I'm actually going to hurry this production, as that will speed up the city's growth curve, and I'm going to do the same with the Grand Mill, although I can't afford to boost it just yet. Nyson is ready to expand. We're going to grab the Contender's Ruins, because that's worth 5 Imperium per turn. Boom, thank you. You also produced a library down here. It would be nice to get the Arcane Institute, as that would allow us to research a lot quicker, getting more of this stuff. Although then again, we also really need to get more mana. But I think I'm surviving. I think I'm getting away with being greedy here. I don't actually want to set a governor. Whatever, you can have it. So I wanted to summon a Rock Rune Stele underground here. Although they do cost 5 mana per turn, so maybe I will. So Nicoreth, I've been called to war against Nicoreth. Accepting this would give me a huge amount of grievances, which would allow me to go into a major war justified and get me a boost to my Imperium, and I would get no penalty. It would give me a huge relationship boost. I'm going to accept right now and join that war. So we are at war with Nicoreth, who I don't particularly have beef with, but politically, it suits me to go to war with him, especially because he has these beautiful rainbow rapids here. I could grow a really strong city if I were to get control of that. I don't know if I want to recruit some of these. I think I'll just leave the Rally of Lieges. So he's happy that I joined the war. Giant's Repose is ready for more production. And so I think the Masonic Hall would be a good thing to produce. However, we also want to get the Central Quarry and the Underground Vault. So I'm going to get the Central Quarry over here. It'll take a little while to build, but we want to put unique structures adjacent to the Giant Forum. Yeah, big problem I have right now is mana, and that's been a problem I've had since the start of the game. It's just like I just do not make enough mana, so I'll need to find a way to get more. Okay, I want my leader to jump in here. No time to waste. Let's attack. What do we got? A Radiant Guardian, Bone Wyvern, a Blessed Dragon, and a couple of Crows. We should be able to beat this without losses, but if we do take losses, I will fight it manually. Okay, let's take a look at this. What are you? A Radiant Guardian is a tier 3 shield unit. It looks awesome. Oh man, look at that back. That's so cool. It has melee strike. It does spirit damage. It's weak to poison and frost. Partially a draconic unit. There's nothing too crazy there. The Wyvern is pretty straightforward. The Blessed Dragon is a problem because of the healing. So depending on how the AI uses their abilities, this could be a problematic battle. We should be fine. We're mostly dealing with melee, which I think my army is exceptionally good at dealing with. So let's set up our front line like so. I'll conjure an Astral Ward here and use it to protect you. And then that'll be this turn. So yeah, when they damage this guy, the Astral Ward is the thing that takes the hit, which is ideal because it basically allows me to use a summon to effectively increase the HP of this unit. Now, next up we're going to summon a weapon, and I think the best place to summon this weapon is actually against the support unit, as it will allow us to lock him down. We can overdraw on this Grimbeak Crow and do a Steel Blast on this Grim. Step forward with our Halberdier, and a pair of pokes will do the job. We're going to stay in our moderately defensive position. Yeah, I don't want to waste a Rock Blast here. What spells do I have? Nothing really. I could Bolstering Chant this, which would be really annoying for our enemies because they might try to break it. Perfect. So that ate a corpse. The Wyvern has zipped around, so he transposed his position. I like that. That's a really cool ability. I definitely think this is a game that shines like if you were playing a multiplayer game, but that just means it takes a huge amount of time. Okay, we're going to use Rockman Crush Stones, ranged attack, to deal with this Grimbeak Crow. I'm going to take out the Crow with a Rock Blast. I will charge this Blessed Dragon, basically obliterating him. Now we've kind of locked our melee out of the fight here a little bit. Unless I were to move you to here, can you provide him with bolstered defense? Now you will take a attack here, but that's okay because you're you have been pacified, which means you can't use attacks. That's okay. We will zap this guy. He will get grace. Let's move you to here and taunt him. I'm going to bring one of our pokers over to start poking. He crit. That's amazing. I'll bring our second poker over here to protect from any flanks. Go into defense mode. Good job. I think this Blessed Dragon should be dead. That disappears. He gets healed from his grace. Loving the counterattacks from the taunt. He ate a corpse and he flanks a summon. But we don't care about the summon because that summon's about to disappear anyway. Kill that Blessed Dragon. I'm going to Rock Blast this guy to cancel his retaliation. Can we get an overdraw as well? Perfect. So we should be able to pretty easily finish him with a couple of pokes. And then once we're behind this guy, he's going to have a terrible day. Especially if I get my Steel Shaper over here to get a flank attack on him. And my Ogre. Boom. Or my Giant King, rather. Oh, we dropped the rock, dude. Oh, that felt good. So we got 422 mana. We can get a Golden Wyvern, which is a tier 3 mount with Spirit Resistance. We could gain good character alignment or a Robe of Hexing. I'm going to go for the Wyvern. We now own the Dark Lair. And we can start moving this guy over to fight those. Did you get a level out of that? Not quite. I was hoping for a level there. We need to keep fighting to get you levels. Can I move you one more tile? No, I can't get you another tile forward. That's okay. All right, let's come down here. Excavate that. 67 production. We also want to excavate over here. We got a Noble Aegis. We will just disenchant that. We're excavating underground. We're digging. Boom. We found a Gorgon lair. Giant's Repose is built in Masonic Hall and grown. We want to grow to tiles that are adjacent to... Oh my god, I forgot to clear the Arcanum ore again! I can't believe I forgot again. Yeah, I'm going to put a quarry there because we're going to just be replacing it with probably like the underground vault. I can't believe I forgot. What do you think I'll need to kill this? These are all tier 4, tier 2, tier 2, tier 1. Probably shouldn't be too hard to kill this with tier 2 stack. The problem is mana upkeep on a lot of these units is starting to get high. Yeah, I simply can't afford to produce more armies right now. I need a mana obelisk. I'm going to grab myself the tavern. The city's stability is low, and hopefully by the time the tavern is finished, maybe then we'll be able to get another quarry and go for the mana obelisk. Mana has persistently been my biggest issue. Ooh. Okay, we found a mana node down here. Let's keep digging. So much potential. I don't think my army is particularly strong in auto-resolve, so I'm hopeful that we will defeat this without having... A single halberdier loss is honestly really perfectly acceptable losses for a big quest battle, so I'm going to take that. We encapsulated the Golden Golem in a large litherite crystal. They spied in your triumph, contacting you from afar. You've done well, Giant King. At last we can satiate our curiosity and learn what there is to know of the Golden Golem. They're eager to study it, so we can offer them to them and gain allegiance, or we can gain a Golden Golem. Damn, that's a tier 5 mythic unit. Nah, we're gonna be chill. That is such a tempting offer. However, I could ask for another challenging quest. Please. They want us to slay a Calamity Dragon. They want a relic called the Aether Chalice. I will win you this relic. Very well. Okay, that is super cool that you can like ask them for quests. Cannot do it for another 9 turns. So let's see what I can buy here. Litherite core. Links damage but reduces it. Oh, man, I want that Litherite scroll. I'm going to buy it. So this is an artifact. This was the first of the 3 crystalline knowledges. And the really great thing is that's going to give me a whole rainbow of affinities so that we start expanding our knowledge of all affinities equally. That is kind of sick, actually. So the question is, do we want to keep going to do the quest battle? I do. I want to get Rockman Crushstone to +1 level so we can start crafting tier 5 equipment. Do we have open borders with you? Can we negotiate open borders? Please, thank you. This will allow me to get to this Calamity Dragon quest. Although it's not only Calamity Dragons that I'm going to be fighting there. Yes, prospect. The Mace of Smiting. Alright, what do you got? Boar Mount. Disenchant that bad boy. One of my heroes is leveled up. This is Annabelle the Fierce. I mostly focused her on leading troops efficiently. She is a Death Knight, so this would give defense, maximum hit points, Frenzy, Reckless Rage, Execute, Undying Warrior, revive units are brought back with their health, Dispels, Vicious, Willbreaker, War Seeker, Killing Momentum, Second Wind, Fighting. Definitely a kind of potentially high damage class here. You've got Curse, which sunders an enemy. Ooh. Attacks and debuffs inflict weakened. You can also raise undead with them. I don't know if I would necessarily want to raise undead, but I definitely like the idea of adding a curse maybe. Critical momentum is kind of an interesting idea. If we go down Frenzy plus Keen Edge, this would get us 20% critical hit chance, and when the hero makes a critical hit, it would gain 10 temporary hit points and hastened. And when it kills another unit, it would gain fortune, giving it critical chance and then become undying. So do I want to go in more of like a berserker direction? I think I like the idea of going down this side here. So let's take the Knight ability. We'll give her a little bit more health. I'm going to give her the Golden Wyvern mount maybe. Flying movement and spirit defense is quite good. Pack Hunter's not bad, but I think the Golden Wyvern is like super awesome. We'll want to turn her into a proper Death Knight in time. Wizard Bond with Wrath the Disturbing. Now you're respectful with me, even though our alignments are opposed. You know what? A Wizard Bond is a pretty low level investment. I would have loved to have explored the world. That would have been kind of cool. But I'm gonna leave him to his devices. Now, coming into Giant's Repose, we've got a lot that we can boost in here to improve the city. We would like to build the tier 3 Forge Tower. That would give us extra province annex range. It would give us gold. It would lower the cost of hurrying stuff. It would give us the Spelljammer, as well as our tier 3 Bastion units. It would be great if we could start producing those to replace some of our lower tier 1 weak units. We could also get the Wizard Tower tier 2. I do love Imperium income. It would make a lot of sense for me to build the Workers Guild to get a ton of production. We're talking 50 production right now, and that will only grow. So I think we're going to get the Workers Guild, then the Wizard Tower for the Imperium, and then we'll build the tier 3 Town Forge. Kind of slowly building up Giant's Repose. Awesome. Okay, the Shop of the Secrets has departed. It'd be kind of cool if he left you a little gift. It's like, here's a small gift for allowing me access to your crap. Okay, we can start this battle now with the Calamity Dragon, and I'm hoping the auto-resolve goes really nicely for us. A single Anvil Guard death is nothing. So we're going to take that. We have retrieved the Aether Chalice. I could get 900 mana here, or give it to them, and we will get a Crystal Pact. Resilient Armor. I'm going to give it to them. I'm making friends with the Crystal people, dude. We found a Crusader's Claymore. We'll disenchant that bad boy. Has my faction leader leveled up? Come on now. Yes, perfect. So we can grab the Forge Master infusion. So now the maximum number of infusion points in the item forge is increased by 1. So now we can start making tier 5 giga items. So I want like a charge item that has like critical hit. So where are the lances? Yeah, let's use like a gilded lance. Maybe just physical damage is fine. Critical hit chance, critical hit damage, maybe fire damage, and then we do bleed and burning and marked. So if I take this off, oh wow, it's a tier 4 item still. It's just that we can add more stuff to it. Okay, well, we definitely want this because I think this is a really good weapon for our Death Knight. So I'm going to forge this. That's my Scorching Lance. 46 gold from prospecting. Oh, lands. Raiders of the Deep has been completed. This is going to be too expensive for us to maintain right now. The Silent Barracks would be a special province improvement, which gives fortification based on the number of dungeon provinces and stability. That's really good. I'm going to lock that in, but I'll finish the Clay Forge. Stone Forge can annex its first province. We could grab the Sunken Library. It's really good. Grab that Sunken. Hell yes. And I'll use some gold to rush the Grand Mill to get this city growing a little quicker. And then I'll go for the workshop to improve its productivity. We want to get its draft up because the draft will get converted into food, sort of inefficiently increasing the growth of the city, which is ideal. We got a hero level up. Hello, hello, hello. Gerika the Talented has leveled. We could take Arcane Burst. I do think it would be good if we got the logistics training on this mortal champion so that we could lower the upkeep cost of their army. That's going to become a lot more relevant in time. I would love to cast Raiders of the Deep. It's going to cost us 3 upkeep per unit. I wish there was an estimation here. I don't think we can afford that just yet. So the Crystal Pack has updated, and now we can get access to the, well, a whole bunch of Litharine units. I love this though because these are very reminiscent of the way that neutral factions worked in Age of Wonders Planetfall. So what do we got here? We've got a spell. This would give us access to a spell. That's really cool. Physical and lightning damage. Crystal Focus would give our magic and support units a chance to inflict volatile charge. Ooh, then we've got Shard Lancers and Gem Casters. Draftable in cities. Crystalline Essence. Revive target non-Litharine non-hero unit as a Litharine of its tier. Ooh, units revived can be kept for a mana cost. And then the Litharite Prism, we can spend 500 mana for 30 gold per turn, which is not terrible. Okay, we're chilling for now. We need to save our mana. It is a 10% damage boost while above ground. That's pretty good. Let's cast it. We'll deal with being negative mana. The pressure of being negative mana will give me reason to look for more mana sources. I could capture Glutton's Fane and then sell it to First Landing, which I don't hate as a plan. The Stone Spirit leveled up. Huge. He's level 3 now. I reckon we can take this. Oh, Jesus. No, never mind. There's like a bunch of tier 5 units in there. Fuck no. All right, let's go capture Solaria. We're sitting on a ton of Imperium, so I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to expand my city cap by 1, and I will make it so that special province improvements are cheaper. I think that's reasonable. I can't believe I was going to take that. It's a silver infestation. I was like, that's going to be so easy. Like, the units inside it were just godlike. No, thank you. We are not doing that. Thank you very much. Okay, huge amount of expiration beer into the frost shield. Delete that. Nyson produced a tavern, which is fantastic. The happiness in here is pretty clean. Let's cast Raiders of the Deep. How bad is it? Oh, -8 mana. Not as bad as it could be. We've got a hero offer to join. Arcane Governor gives conduits. Man, I would love that guy. Trollkin Governor is kind of a neat one. The Nautical Governor would be huge for that above ground city that we're planning, as would a Scholarly Governor. However, I think I might go for the Nautical Governor. This guy is a defender, which I don't love. I could shuffle the leaders, and he's part of the Ruthless Gnashers. Who even are the Ruthless Gnashers? The Nautical Governor would be sick. I'm going to shuffle and hope we get another Nautical. Agricultural is also not too bad. Okay, we have a Tunnel Digger Mage here. And I don't mind a Mage as a hero. So Coastal Water Provinces will just give extra food, and they will give mana, and they will give gold. He's a Fearmonger, so we like routing people. We can always change that ambition. Yeah, I'm going to recruit him. I'm going to get him an army. Oh, we can recruit rock giants. Now, they are mythic units, so they don't benefit from many spells. That's worth noting. All right, let's have a look at your ability. So what are you? You are a mage. How do we want to upgrade you? Damn, a lot of these units are really expensive in terms of mana. We can't really afford them just yet. I tell you what we can do, though. If we go to Stoneforge and we change the governor to the Nautical Governor, that should allow the city to grow slightly faster. Rockman Crushstone is ready to get another signature skill. So we can go for the Cascading Rune, the Fury Rune, the Safeguard Rune. Keeper's Mark. The Brawn Rune would give him Mighty Stomp. That's kind of cool. Deals damage in a 2-hex cone. The Cascading Rune would allow him to deal damage. Deal lightning damage when he kills something. He would also get access to Bolstering Evasion. Whenever he gets hit, he gains Evasion, which basically makes it harder to hit him. He would gain Resistance Sundering as well. Okay. Fury Rune would give him very fast movement. This is more of a chaos direction. Brawn got that Mighty Stomp, immobilizing presence. And adjacent enemies become slowed, and also Meteor Strikes. Base attacks deal fire damage and adjacent. All attacks gain Demolisher. I think he already is a Demolisher. Could be wrong. Yeah, he's already a Demolisher. The Life Rune would give him Undying. I do like the idea of getting a Life Rune. The Safeguard Rune, when it's below 60% health, it would gain bolstered defenses and heals. The Disruption Rune would allow him to disrupt units. I like the idea of the Life Rune the most. This is like super good auto-resolve stuff. Then again, the Mighty Stomp plus the Meteor Strike would make his Obelisk Crash go even harder. So I'll grab the Brawn Rune, and I'm going to go for the Rune of Power Rock ability. We want to go Item Forging. I was complimented. Why, thank you. We can set production in Nyson. I would love to start producing some of these central quarry buildings and stuff like that. We do have a lot of other stuff we need to build. Like, I want my Dungeoneering Conclave. I want my Giant Forum. But, like, I also need to build my shipyard. I need my mana obelisk so bad. I'm going to build it right now. -8 mana per turn is, like, disturbingly scary. Yeah, we don't have a huge amount of room for all of the things we want to build. But I'm going to take this tile, and then I'm going to cast a Rune Stele there. If I can get that to go off. There we go. Perfect. This will start converting the terrain into something other than fungus fields and ashlands. I'm going to build the Giant's Forum over there. Then the idea is we'll be able to surround this with unique quarries is the hope. So I'll get a Rune Carver's Camp right there. I'll put the Dungeoneering Conclave on that farm. And then just for the sake of it, we'll finish that mana obelisk for 2 gold right now just to get us into the positive. Right, good job excavating. You found a chunk of production to be sent somewhere. Yes. I love just digging out the underground, man. There's something really satisfying and fun about it. I might send this leader to go settle a new town. There is a fantastic spot over here. Then again, should I just annex Copperspire? I should probably just annex Copperspire, really. I will. Yeah, I'm a little bit low on cash right now, but that should be a temporary problem. I need these prospectors to dig me up a little bit more gold, which is exactly what they're doing. Yes. You've pretty much completed your excavations down here. Ooh, a Seal of Fate. Why don't we go check that out? Giants Repose finished the Workers Guild. That's good. Keep producing stuff. I'm thinking I might produce a bunch of Arbalesters for this guy. Let me reset your skills. We want this, and this, and this. Now, you're a mage, so it could be kind of fun to make you an Initiative Astral. Now, the advantage of the Nature Dedication would give extra health to the units in this army. Initiative Chaos is not bad either because of the Searing Strikes. The Searing Strikes are really strong if we wanted to take this person in the direction of being a Fire Evoker again. Yeah, Let's make you an astral mage. I like that as an idea. And we can make you a lightning evoker. Let's do that. It's not what we would normally do, but I want to do something a little bit interesting here. And then I'm probably just going to recruit you a bunch of arbalests because of their really good DPS, relatively low cost. So let me just grab you 2 for now while we wait. Stoneforge can annex another province. Now, what's important in this city is that we get a few foresters because the shipyard buildings are boosted by foresters. And we want to get all the way up to the Seafarers Guild. And you need 4 water provinces and 4 foresters to build this efficiently. And this gives you +3 production food, gold, and draft for every coastal province, which is fantastic. So it's sort of like the Exodia build we're moving towards. We excavated stuff down here. Ooh, what's going on there? I love like a lava ocean down here that you can... There's stuff in there. Molten weapons. Neat. Sick. Our unique province improvements are starting to be built. Coming into this city, we need 3 more arbalests. Ooh, also the city has grown, which is excellent. We can put another tile beside the giant forum. Clay forge. Hell yes. We'll drop a quarry right there for now, and then we will grab ourselves that clay forge. 55 gold right there, +1 Imperium per turn. Oh man, I love the look of the dungeon stuff. That is so cool, the little flames. That is sick. Oh man, and look at the cave walls. I'm like a proper dwarf, you know? I'm like, we're building like a proper dwarven underground. That is sick, dude. The only problem is the cities grow so slowly. They're like, you know, we're like deep into the mid-ish, late-ish game. So Solaria would be the city that we want to grab. Let's group our units up. Yes, excavate. Good job. Now, where are the nearest mountains we should send you to? Oh, up over here by Brilliantium. Oh, I clicked on the wrong thing. Let me click on you. Damn it. You're hard to click on. Yeah, go dig those up. Oh, yes. Excavate. Find a barbed shield. Ooh, and another one of those fated regions. This one has the Ward of Fate, so we would definitely want to check this out. Oh, man. We got, like, golden dragons, all sorts of cool stuff. Clay forge. Perfect. We can get a new tome. I'm trying to have a little think about here about what the next tome we should go for should be. I think the Tome of Artificing is not a terrible choice here. You know, you've got Artisan Armaments, which will give us critical hit chance. You've got Artisan Fortifications. The Tome of Winds would give us Seeker Arrows, Zephyr Archers, Dust Storms. The Zephyr Archers are fantastic in conjunction with the Bastions. The Wind Ragers are amazing. There's some really cool stuff with the Tome of Winds. I'm also thinking that maybe we're struggling for growth. So like maybe the Tome of Glades, create forest or mushroom forest underground. We could go for more of a forested underground, or we could get the Tome of Fertility and get the Temple of Fertility, which would give us a lot of growth per population. Because if I remember correctly, if we zip out of here, I think it costs like 5 food per pop. Let me just quickly check in here. The population of the city is 11. Yeah, so basically means that your food upkeep is nullified. So the Tome of Glades, alongside the Sacred Meadow, it would give you 10 base food. There's +10 food. Sorry, the Tome of Fertility would give you 10 base food, plus another little bit of food and mana, plus the Temple of Fertility will give you another 10 food, and then it eliminates the food maintenance of your population while giving you a little bit of draft on top. It would give us that little bit of extra nature affinity. And we don't necessarily care about some of these things, but also being able to restore the land. We can get rid of chasms, we can get rid of swamp, we can get rid of snow, ice, ashland, sand, and gloom. We can get rid of a lot of the really bad stuff. There's a really good healing spell right there. Nature affinity has some really nice buffs, right? You've got founding or resorbing cities is faster, more food from farms, units regenerate faster inside your domain. Coast, river, and water provinces give more food. Cities can expand further. Annexing a province gives you an animal. All cities gain a population immediately. You've got provinces with the forest province feature gives stability. Mana for resource nodes is really strong. Rangers allows you to move units inside your domain faster. And cities gain 100% more food. I kind of like the idea of the nature affinity, although I do also like the idea of maybe taking an astral book, because there's quite a bit of mana that you can get once you get deep into the astral affinity, although it is the opposed affinity to our thing. Like there's just 1,000 mana right there, and then I think there's a late game one that's really good. Yeah, teleporters grant +15 mana income. Teleporters become basically free upkeep and actually provide a positive. Knowledge, yeah, conduits gain extra mana. That's really strong. You gain knowledge every time a unit levels up. I think the astral affinity stuff doesn't help us for a very long time. So the question is, do we want the Tome of Scrying or the Tome of Summoning? Or actually, like if we just look at all of the astral tomes that are available to us. So there's a Tome of Evocation, which is all about doing lightning damage. It would give our melee units lightning damage and inflicting electrified. We would get access to the channeling tower, which is just extra raw mana, as well as a couple of really nice spells. We would be able to spend, we would get increased mana generation, as well as the ability to spend mana on our units. The Tome of Warding is a little bit less on the mana generation-y side, and more about buffing up your resistance to magic damage. The Tome of Summoning is more about summoning units. So I think if we were to pick one here, I think we would go, if we were to go with an Arcane Tome, I think we would go with the Tome of Evocation here, because the Channeling Tower would be an incredible boost to our mana. That would be 10 mana per city that we could build it in, at a minimum, plus a lot of Astral Affinity progress over time. Now, it would take a long time for us to unlock these things, and a lot of the early game ones do not, like, they give us ways to spend more mana rather than generate more. So I am kind of tempted to go down the nature side of things, because the growth, like, the great thing about the Tome of Fertility ever since they buffed it is really all we need is the Temple of Fertility and Restore the Land. We can ignore pretty much everything else in this. And the Bountiful Fields also, yeah, I think the Tome of Fertility is the play here, because it covers our weaknesses in a really big way. And also, it would bring our affinity up to 3, which would allow us to maybe think about a tier 3 nature book. So yeah, I'm going to go for the Tome of Fertility because I want that food. It covers the biggest weakness and difficulty I've had with my cities. We are going to go ahead and finish researching the Silent Barracks, because it's another unique quarry special province improvement, which is incredibly powerful. Remember, we are playing the Imperium affinity that gets extra bonuses towards building special province improvements, and also special province improvements give us gold per turn. It might be good for us to grab the Arcane Artisans for the extra mana. That's going to start adding up. Also, I can't wait to get to Martial Ancestry, which will give ourselves 10% unit upkeep reduction for every rank that a unit has. And that's going to really open up how big of a military we can produce. So Stoneforge can annex another province. And again, we want to get these foresters up. We want to get 4 foresters inside this city if we can. We finished building the Scorching Lance. So let's open up our hero screen, and we want to find the hero on the Wyvern. That's this guy, this lady, Arnabelle the Fierce, and we're going to give her the Scorching Lance. So now she has a Scorching Lance, which gives extra critical hit chance and damage. She has a Charge Strike, so she gets an extra 60% damage if she moves 3 tiles. She can cancel Defense Mode and Retaliation. Very powerful. The next item that I want to craft is, let's take a look at our leader. So what are you using in terms of armor? You're using a shielding plate. Maybe we could make a better piece of armor for you. Unfortunately, I don't think we have anything that would be much better. We could plug in hit points, resistance, but it's still like only okay. Maybe we would be better off making him a weapon. So we could give this the Rune of Power Rock. It'd be +6 physical damage and a high chance of inflicting bleeding. And then we could add another stack of bleeding. Things that can't bleed would laugh at us, but like, it's not that big of a deal. Then we could give it critical hit chance and critical hit damage. Now we've got a 6 infusion tier 4 item right there. That brings us up to a 38 damage ability. Love it. I'm going to grab that. I think weapons are going to be one of the most important things that you forge. That's like my hot take, because a lot of the hero's power is locked up in how good of a weapon they have. Nyson is ready for new orders. We've built a bunch of new stuff. We definitely want to get the Bountiful Fields. The question is, where do we put it? Yeah, I don't think we can afford to get it just yet, but I will grab the Shipyard. That's 10 gold per turn, alongside the Blacksmith, which is 20 draft per turn. And that will give the city increased gold per turn, but also increased growth and unit recruitment. Perfect. We're starting to convert this to a dungeoneering. Look at that. That is so cool. Yes, look at this dungeoneering. It's so cool. I wish you could annex these channels. We're continuing to prospect over here for production and resources. There's still a little bit of digging that can be done over here, so we shall continue to prospect and dig. It's honestly not a bad item. We should really take a look at what items we do have and make sure that any of my leaders over here have at least basic items like Chestplate of Vitality. It's a great one. Heavy Armor Greaves. Can only move 3 hexes? No. All right, closest dig places are up here to the north, so I'll send you north to go digging. We got the tier 3 tower in Giant's Repose, which is amazing. Spelljammers cost mana. Bountiful Fields would be nice. So this would be a increase of 11 food per turn in this city, which is nice. So we're going to take that. Oh, this would be an increase of 14 food per turn because it's closer to, yeah, put that right there. We do want the Spelljammer, I just can't afford it right now. Let's get the city stone walls, Bastion's Barricade, Caltrop Stash. We're just going to make an incredibly fortified, impossible to assault city. It's like the awesome fantasy, right? Like, if you try to take me, you're going to suffer. All right, we found a gold vein down here. Let's jump into the water and continue to excavate. So much excavatable stuff down here. Prospecting for the world. My God, we finished 2 buildings like immediately. Amazing. All right, nice and got its black. I love how quickly we build things. Definitely would like the academy. Get that little bit of extra science. Give me another mangrove forest. What do you call it? Forester. Now we can get the shipyard and the fishmonger en route. We're on the verge of getting the Seafarers Guild in here. It'll take a little while to build, but it will be worth it. We could let our units regenerate more hit points if they have remaining movement. I'm going to save my Imperium. I think now is a good time to annex Copper Spire. In fact, right now is a good time to annex them. Boom, integrate. That just added 41 mana. Huge. So now this belongs to me. I will give Arnabel the Fierce the prospecting governorship, and we will try to build more mines in here. So like right here, I can replace this quarry with a mine. This central quarry replaced with a mine. Not there, however. We do like these conduits. What's going on there? Oh, we have a mine. Awesome. Fireforged stone. We get a mine right there. Perfect. We have like such crazy mining income. We're going to be able to go pretty much straight for the Merchants Guild. Excellent. We can now recruit this guy. He's actually pretty good. He's got some pretty good equipment that we could make use of. So I might recruit him. He's an elitist and he's a recruiting governor. Hey, that's awesome. Now that did return my Whispering Stone. And so what I might do now is add my Whispering Stone to my capital to buff up the city stability. If you give your city a Whispering Stone, it'll get up to 20 stability over 10 turns and then maintain that. And if we can get the city stability up to Harmony here, we'll get a 15% production draft and food income, allowing the city to continue to grow really quickly, which is awesome. Okay, nice. We found an iron deposit here. Let's prospect and dig at the same time. That way we're getting maximum action efficiency. Assassin's Dagger. That could be useful. Dig. One more turn. One more Arbalest we need here. Clay Arbalest. It's a tier 3. Oh, damn. So the Clay Arbalest is a Heartless, so it takes no modifiers, Legion for each other friendly Legion. Oh, holy crap. That's insane. The Clay Charger. Are you constructs? You are constructs, so you're weak to lightning damage, which is kind of interesting because you're made of clay. Oh, dude, that is so cool. Dude, the Clay Arbalest. Now, it does cost 20 gold to upkeep. We can afford it. We can afford these. Now, it doesn't have the overdraw ability, but god damn, that is sick. We're definitely going to want to get some of those. I will quickly recruit an Arbalest, however. Dude, I had no idea clay units were so sick. All right, I need you to go clear this. At long last, I have remembered. Okay, sick. We finished researching the Silent Barrack. This will give a clay unit of each type when defending the city and also counts as a quarry. Stone Skin, Animate Flora, Awakened Tools. I don't necessarily care about any of these, so I'm going to shuffle my research. Again, I don't necessarily love these. However, Spell Tempered Shields is acceptable, as is Blossom of Life. I'm going to go for Spell Tempered Shields. The Materium Bolstering Matrix would be sick because it means Materium spells would give 3 bolstered defense. On the other hand, getting an extra 10 hit points on these, it's hard to know. It's hard to know what the right choice is. Where can I put the Silent Barracks? Right there? Oh, look at that. So much adjacency. What does it actually scale off of again? Okay, fortification and stability. Yeah, we're going to grab that Silent Barracks right there. Dude, look at this city. It is so cool. We even got little bountiful fields down here for farms. The city is growing now at a really solid clip. It's producing 87 gold per turn just when it's on produced merchandise. We still have a few little things we want to build, definitely want to build a mint. I'm going to grab the Materium Bolstering Matrix, keep developing the city so that it's super powerful. I love city building in this game. It's one of the most fun aspects of the game for me. Oh yeah, we can, I think we can, are we able to draft? Oh yeah, if we get a couple more tiles, we'll be able to draft super duper units in here. But I want those gold veins. I want that gold. I want that money. Stability is relatively important. You don't want to be negative stability if you can avoid it. So I might get myself a bathhouse in here. Plus 40 stability. Ooh, the monolith is sick too. Plus 20 mana income. Boom. Let's grab that. Nyson can annex another province. And I want to annex over here so we can build our big group of improvements. So let's get another quarry right there. We'll put a builder's quarters. Boosh. Keep you busy. I got a trade proposal. Cylon the Learned wants the dark lair. I'm going to decline that because I want it. I'm going to forgive your transgression. I'm allied with that guy. The guy's like evil. He cast Burden of Guilt on me? Owie. That's just not cool. Day 52 dawns. Meeting Misguided Stone Tree. He's a warmonger. It's a free city down here. Yeah, we don't necessarily care about that. We did some more excavating. Oh, yes. What is that? A mana stash? That's huge for us. We are so starved for mana. Give me that. Spider Hatchling Bell. That's actually not bad. Summon items are really good. All right, come on. Give me a really good auto-resolve here. Nailed it. Perfect. I think it's because I had, like, summoned units. Ring of Regeneration! Oh, that's so good! Holy crap, that's so good. And now we have Arcanium Ore, which should mean we've activated the Rings of Binding, giving all of our heroes +1 defense, resistance, and 10% bonus damage. Yes, dude. Kind of interesting that there's a group of units down here. Let's dig. With my main hero, I think we just finished crafting the Deadly Bloodletter. That's going to be an extra 10 damage on his main weapon. We will confirm that equipment, and then I'm going to go to my item forge, and I will disassemble the old one. The old item. Oh wait, I can't do that yet. That's fine. Dragon Lords. Okay, Wind Barrier Rings are insanely strong. I don't like the Ruthless Band of Flanking. Ring of Concealment I don't care about. I don't necessarily want to raise Undead. Spider Hatchling Bells are pretty good, but it's not the way that I want to play. They are good, don't get me wrong. Similar to the Assassin's Dagger, like, it's a cool thing, but it's not how I want to play. The Adept Channeling Cloak is quite good. Resilient Armor is pretty good, but it's not what I want to craft. The Robe of Resistance is pretty good. Accurate Crown is great for a ranged hero, so I might just keep that. Let's start the siege. I always like to add a Harass the Defenders at a minimum, and then we'll do a raiding party as well. And then let's get our units into the siege formation. Oh, lovely little Arcfire Orb. Pretty good for a mage. Pretty good for a mage. Oh, I want to prospect that. That mountain in there was so bad. I love these. Look at these tile improvements, dude. They're so cool. It's like a little pit. That is sick. My empire looks awesome. I love it. So I kind of want to send you to go colonize a new region. Some focus crystals over here wouldn't be bad to get control of. We already have control of one. Let me see if I can find unique resources. It would be nice to have an outpost in there, so I might send you to go build an outpost here. I love the Raiders of the Deep. It's so cool. Founding Absorbing Cities takes -2 turns. We will be taking that. It's a good one if we're trying to do that. Silion has been denounced. We've got some rivalries being declared. I think Rakek and Silion. Oh, Silion has insulted Rakek. Got it. And he's also telling me that he likes me. I'll take that deal. Now I'm getting into the point where my economy started to become really strong. Okay, we excavated this area. We found a food stash. 70 food right there. And we can excavate this as well. I'll hold off leaving your the territory until you're fully healed. Little scouts heading up over here to excavate for me. Yes, hit that mountain. Oh, hello. Entering the Colonnade Garden. Gazing at the enormous ancient colonnade encircling a black-peaked mountain, your troops are startled by a thundering voice. May you enter in peace. The command echoes from the mountain as a large horned god emerges between the pillars. For the foundations of this garden date back to the times of blessed Mirada, and I shall not have it destroyed. The horned god lowers his staff, sheltering a bird's nest. Albeit the peace it brought is yet in jeopardy once more. Draconic blood, ever envious of the giant's work, has intruded in this garden. The horned god ends. Cull them. Root out this weed before it can spread. Reveals the position of all draconic armies currently within the region. So there's a bunch of dragons we need to take out to reclaim the giant's ancestry, the sort of giant birthright, if you will. Well, that's going to definitely be something we work towards. Let's go excavate this mountain. And we will do a little bit of prospecting over here and continue digging. Spell-tempered shields has been completed. That's going to give our shield units +1 resistance and adjacent resistance. So that's going to make us very resilient against magic attacks with our shield units. The Temple of Fertility is 100% something that we want to research, so we'll start that immediately. We finished the bolstering matrix, so our spells are now stronger. We definitely want to get all of our basic wizard buildings, like the prison cells, the wizard crypts, the channeling chamber. So I will start building those nice and slowly. You know what? I'll queue them all up. That way they're dealt with. And now might be a good time to start recruiting an army of clay people. Cleeple, as it were. I love the idea of building a squad of these arbalests to just dunk on nerds. We'll grab a clay defender plus a clay arbalest. Nyson has produced its academy. We definitely want the forge tower for the +10 gold income in the annex range. We also want the monolith for the mana. Let's grab that monolith because mana is going to become even more and more important. Can I talk to Cielrad now? I can. So I can ask them for a challenging quest. Give me a challenging quest. Come on. You want me to destroy a great bird nest? Oh! It spawned a feckin' gold. Okay, it's a silver infestation. It's not so bad. It's still pretty bad. Stoneforge can annex another province. And we really, really, really want one more mangrove forest. So, boom. 7 food, 3 production, 14 gold, 14 mana. Perfect. We have now boosted the Seafarers Guild, which means we're now getting it as fast as we can. So I might pump some gold at the Stoneforge to get it up and running. I can't wait to build a Temple of Fertility in here. This town is going to pop off. My whole empire is going to pop off. Rakek wants a defensive pact. I'm going to decline. I already have a defensive pact. I think getting bogged down into complicated political agreements is really not the vibe that I'm looking for. Okay, good job excavating. There's a little bit of gold in there. Where do we want to dig next? I think we need to zoom out and get a bigger picture. We've more or less explored all of this zone over here. There's really not a whole lot left to find. We might head up this way so we might find some stuff. Yeah, this guy's expanded down to the Ember Keep. So you found a gold vein. Good job. Keep on excavating. I like how there's like a little bugged quest thing there. I don't know if it's bugged or if it's meant to be there. Who knows? All right, we're making our way over here. Fast faces past and we're homebound. Boop, 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 boop. My capital is ready to grow again. And, you know, I'm thinking it needs 2 foresters to build the next tier of armory. So a couple foresters wouldn't go amiss to just unlock it. And so I might put foresters because I think the Bountiful Field scales off of adjacent fungal fields. So if I put some foresters adjacent to it, it will slightly improve it, just getting me that little bit of extra mana and food, which, I mean, it's probably not going to make a huge difference, but it might shave a turn off of growth here or there. Gerika the Talented has ranked up. She's now a tier 3 industrious governor. Ooh, that is really nice, actually. Lots of quarry production stability. Yeah. Now, she's in charge of Nyson. That's worth keeping in mind. I'm hoping for an easy auto-resolve on this city. Yeah, I didn't lose a thing. We've got a extremely powerful Doom stack here. So we can raise this. Oh, shoot. I think I'd like to migrate it to the Tunnel Diggers. So we're going to migrate to get control of Solaria. And the great thing is there is like a silver tongue fruit over here. Awesome. So we're taking it nice and slow. We're chilling here. We're waiting. We will see how the political situation unfolds over the next little while. My scout got caught by some dragon units. That sucks. That scout has gotten us so much value over the course of the game. Oh, actually, it looks like he fled. We found an Astral Dew. It's kind of sick, actually. More like Astral Dew. Magic Missile Wand is definitely worth keeping, I feel. Like, that's a pretty decent one. Okay, we're just chilling on this burning city. Yes, you're a Ring of Regeneration. Oh, that's so big, dude. Ooh, we've got like a laser spire. Very cool. Love it. I love how the cities look as you build them up. Look at all these stalagmites and buildings. Oh, yes. It's so cool. It's so dark. It's so dwarven. It looks so dwarven. Love it. Yes, here it comes. The Temple of Fertility. So this is going to be one of the biggest additions to the city. It's going to basically eliminate the cost of growth, right? Because each pop costs 3 food. So this gives you 3 food per pop. So population no longer cost food for us in here. And we get an extra 10 food per turn. So big growth boost. That's the Temple of Fertility researched. I would really like to be able to restore the land. I think that's going to be useful to be able to get rid of certain negative modifiers on terrain. Copper Spire built a monolith. Let's get the Temple of Fertility again. You know, this is a building that is going to completely revolutionize the layout of my empire. I'm going to grab another quarry over there in Nyson. I will grab the Temple of Fertility again. It's only 60 gold. Wow, they really buffed it. It used to suck. Like, the Temple of Fertility was one of the worst buildings in the entire game, and now it's good. But it's not like overpowered, it's just good. It's probably a little too good. You could probably bump this up to 300 production and 100 gold, and it would still be really good. Like, if you can nerf something and it's still worth getting, then it's probably good. All right, let's get our central quarry, as well as the Temple of Fertility. God, the productionist is going crazy in my empire. We should continue. I need to make sure that I'm recruiting clay units pretty regularly now. We're definitely going to cast Spell Tempered Shields. It makes our shield unit slightly better. Boom, there we go. Now their shields are extra strong. I would also really like to maybe summon a Rock Rune Stele. I can create new bounties. It's not on the cards right now though. Probably the next thing that I want to do is to expand my governance to get +1 city cap, because I'm going to be over my city cap once we migrate Solaria. Asa the Illustrious is a fearmonger. A conqueror might be better. So what does conqueror do? Winning siege battles, got it. An imperialist, I'm going to make you a conqueror, that's fine. We found an iron deposit down here, very cool. We shall prospect and dig. It's so satisfying to explore the underground. I'm really, really enjoying it. I've never actually found it enjoyable before rather. So I think we can clear this mana node pretty easy. Invite the Butcher Ogre and his clan to work for you. This is a Giant King unique. Oh, it's a primal check. So it's a 50-50. You know what? I'm going to say, be gone, gentle giant. Go in peace. So I want to test something. What if I were to build an outpost right here? Army of Rockman. All right, now we're starting to find some new stuff to explore down here. Giant's Repose got its Temple of Fertility. Now it's growing like crazy. So we could go for the industry compound. This would give us stability per population. We could wait. We don't necessarily have to wait. We could wait. We could start it now. This would pretty much get us to max stability, which is really strong. Let's take it. Nice, and also got its fertility guild. Stability in here is fine. Let's go to the next tier. Copper Spire can annex. Now the mint is boosted by farms, so I think I'm going to grab myself a farm here. Also, it's on fishing ground, which is excellent. So 3 fishing farms there is perfect. That will boost the mint. Then we just need one more farm to boost the Merchants Guild. Excellent. Stoneforge can annex another province, and now we can start thinking about like, oh, do we want to get our central quarries over here? Do we want to focus hard on growth? Do we want to start getting like the ridiculous amount of science that's available to us here? I think the ridiculous amount of science sounds really interesting. Like, this is a plus 35 food and 5 science tile. That is outrageously good. Hell yeah. Or did I miscalculate that? Maybe I miscalculated it. Regardless, the city is going to be stonking. We have the money to rush this, but not this. You are definitely going to want a Temple of Fertility. Man, I can't wait to just push gold into that city and develop it really quickly. Okay, a couple of cities, free cities have declared war. Whoa! Okay, so it looks like this guy actually had a pretty successful campaign. Interesting. Okay, one more turn until we manage to migrate that. Taking it nice and easy. He's got a pretty tasty doom stack coming for us. Now, Solaria, don't have a governor for you. We are over our limits. We're taking a 25% penalty. We can increase our capacity next turn. I'm going to rush out a couple of arbalests to fill our empty ranks. And I'll rush out palisade walls to give us a turn of wall defense. Ooh, food. Nom, 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 nom. So let's build a work camp in this outpost. Do we think we can win this? It looks like it's going to be a tough fight. But you know what? I'm a kind of guy who thinks I can win this battle with just a bunch of crossbows. Okay, I'm going to try to bait one of their units forward to nibble upon my crossbows. Perfect. The bait has been carried out successfully. Give them the old zaps. Bam. Overdraw to cancel retaliation. Pull you back to a safe distance as we focus fire down our enemies. Bam. I will even give this guy a heal. Overdraw this nerd. No, they're getting into melee. Ow. He's nibbling upon our bones. Okay. We need to cancel this guy's retaliation and this guy's retaliation. We need to cancel this guy's retaliation and this guy's retaliation. Perfect. All right, they're going for it. Excellent. Now, some of these guys are under pretty big threats. Cancel your retaliation. Take out the butcher. Oh, that should be a flank. What's going on there? Are you not behind him? Come on, give me the kill. Give me the kill. Graze! I needed that to not be a graze. We almost did it. We almost beat them without losses. We were close, but I don't know if I can prevent losses now. We can't overdraw this guy. All right, so he can't retaliate. Neither can this guy. Graze. Shoot, I messed up. He's gonna butcher us. He might even get to my hero. Yeah, I was hoping they wouldn't get there. All right, let's try that again. Let me just do a little retry. Let's execute slightly differently, shall we? Same thing with the doggos. They got the immobilize off, which doesn't feel great. Let's give you the bolstering chant because you're going to be tanking for us. We're going to overdraw this nerd. Bang. We need you to teleport away so the guy can make an attack. Boom. And then that's the kill right there. Okay, opening kill secured. 26 damage on this big boy plus a bleed. That's good. 26 damage plus an electrify on the big boy. Big boy doesn't have that much defense, so that's one of the big advantages we have fighting him. Owie, 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 owie. Bolstering chant you. Heals are more important. 15 damage would remove his wet debuff. Cancel his retaliation. Step back a tile. Shoot. Step back a tile. Shoot. Come on, give him the fire blast. Yeah! You two shield. Defend. So even if they hit you, you'll take reduced damage. Let's give you a little heal right there. Now we need to take out these butchers. 30 damage to the back, but we got to graze because of the fumble. Give me another 30. Give me a fat 80. Come on, give me that kill. Beautiful. So I'm going to retreat you and shoot, and then I will retreat you and defend. Perfect. Give you a little heal. Overdraw crossbow shots on the big boy. Come on. Give me a crit or something. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah! Right, give him a stab to try and cut down the number of models so he does a bit less damage if he goes for a flank. Okay, we lose a unit. Oh, wait, he's fleeing. Yes! We did it. We did it without losses. Polar bear mount. Tier 1, disenchant. So we're waiting for a turn to heal in here because a lot of our units are wounded. So we want them to attack us. Puts us into a better advantage of shield. Disenchant. We should be crafting something now. What kind of rings could we make? Let's have a look. Wind shield is super good. Wind barrier is better. But yeah, we'll craft a couple of those to give to our leaders. What do you have right now? The ring of escaping. What you want is the ring of regeneration because you have so much health. So he's going to regenerate 14 health per turn, if not 15, which is disgustingly good. Similarly for my knight, which is this one, I think the ring of regeneration is great on you because you do have some health buffs. And we're going to want to build you armor that has health buffs built into it. So if we take a look at, let's say, torsos, what kind of health are we looking at here? We could do +5. We could do +15 if we had a couple of Archon blood. So that would be ideal. All right, we founded an outpost here. You got your next tier. We should totally build the Apex here. That's going to be another 5 Imperium, but also give starting rank, vision range, access to the even higher tier wizard tower buildings like the Materium Amplifier lens, which gives Materium spells extra damage, debuff lens, extra Sunder defense. You've also got the Arcane Observatory, which is really cool, vision range and true sight. The teleportation circle allows all friendly armies to be teleported to the capital. We have nearly basically finished the capital. The Temple of Fertility is finished in Copper Spire, so we're going to start seeing lots of growth coming in. You got Palisade Walls in Solaria. Go ahead and build the Temple of Fertility in here as well. Asa the Illustrious has leveled up. This was my Lightning Invoker. So we can make Lightning Evoker also a debuff ability, or we could give it another 13 base damage. I like the idea of getting the extra damage on Lightning Evocation rather than, although Sundering enemy defense is very strong because it inflicts a guaranteed Sunder. And then if we go for Electromancy, we could get all the way down to maximize magic, giving critical hit chance and accuracy. I like it. I like it a lot. Inflicting a guaranteed Sunder is so strong that I think I'm going to go with it. So there's a quest to take Stone Tree. I will decline it. You know what? Let's go for it. Let's capture Stone Tree. We'll give it a shot. Oh, damn. A tier 4 Litharine Gemcaster with crystal bolts. Dude, I don't even have the brain power to start thinking about if I want to recruit Litharine units. I'm not even... Look, dude, I don't got the mana for that. We got to think about other things at the moment. I would like to recruit one. All right, nice. We're getting some excavations done over here. Discovering more. We found Mistuaries. Okay, I think I'm going to chill here for one more turn while we wait for this Arbalest to finish. And then we'll counterattack maybe. I'm going to pull you back here to heal up. You also have some clay reinforcements on the way. I do want to zip down to Stoneforge and rush the Fishmonger because I just need to get this city up and running faster. I'm also going to grab Expanded Governance, which will allow me to have another city cap so I won't be taking penalties to my income anymore. We can continue to do this and this. We got the Forge Tower in Nyson. I'll put a turn into stone walls just for fun. I'm going to tell the city, don't do anything for 2 turns, just produce merchandise. Trade offer, no thank you. I do not wish to trade. Rakek declared a rivalry on me, which is kind of interesting. And my wizard bond was broken, that's fine. That actually looks bad for him. We found a Fireforge stone down here. A lot of potential excitement. Dig, dig, dig. I just love digging through the map, dude. It's just so much fun. And it's time to pick our next tome. So we've got the Tome of Transmutation. Gives you the Transmutation Circle. Oh, what is this? The Tome of Geomancy. Is this a new one? So you got the city, become attuned to the ley energies beneath you. City gains a different resource based on the terrain features of the city's core location. Ooh. Turns the target race into resonating crystals that self-infuse with elemental magics, gaining the elemental type, so we are immune to bleed. We get resistance to specific damage based on the terrain we're on, and +2 damage to attacks based on the terrain we're on. The Geomancer. This sounds familiar. Resonant blades. Apply a negative status effect and summon elemental. The elemental summon changes on the terrain type. There's also the Tome of Terramancy, the excavated ley line. Is really cool. Production, mana, casting points and mana per adjacent quarry, and it is a conduit. This gives us access to Earth Shatter, allowing us to break terrain. Seismic Shock is a battle spell, I believe. Crushing Earth is also a battle spell that completely obliterates somebody's defense. The Tremor Ritual. In battle, it's a siege project. In battle, every 2 turns, an random enemy unit is struck by an earthquake. Enemy non-flying, non-floating units within 2 hex radius take 10 damage. Enemy non-flying, non-floating units within 2 hex have a 90% chance to suffer slowed. And obstacles are damaged. We could summon rock giants. I think we can already recruit those in the ley line focus. My battle mages and support units. Oh man, I don't know which one I should go for. The Tome of Vigor is kind of cool if we went for super growth. I've also got the Tome of the Dreadnought. This would let us get the War Foundry. So personally, I think the Tome of Geomancy or the Tome of Terramancy are good choices here. We could also go back and pick up the Tome of the Construct, because this would work really well with our clay stuff. And we would also get access to the Bronze Golem. The Worker Construct Nexus is great because it gives you lots of stuff. It's a quarry. Like, I don't think going back for the Tome of the Construct is a terrible move here. Just as I don't think that either the Tome of Terramancy is also not terrible. Then again, the Tome of Transmutation is amazing purely because of the Transmutation Circle that allows you to replicate the effects and income of a magic material. This is incredibly powerful. Would also make us very resistant to magic damage with the bolstered resistance ability. There's a part of me that doesn't want to unlock the Tome of Terramancy because I can already summon rock giants, but then again, I just don't have to research that spell. I do feel like this fits really nicely into our build. I really like the idea that battle mages and support units have extra damage and resistance until they move. Like, that's a really cool idea. The excavated ley line is super interesting. Extra world map casting points, mana based on quarries. That is kind of something that we're struggling with, is just we don't have enough mana. So I'm going to say we go for the excavated ley line, get the Tome of Terramancy, and because we just unlocked the next tier of book, I'm going to call that the end of this episode. I want to thank you guys very much for watching. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!